everyone, and welcome to this week's episode. We are going to page through Darla's brand new catalog and look at the amazing products that they've added. Some are existing products and others are brand new. I got my catalog last week Friday when I visited Darla, and I haven't had a chance to page through it, so I will be doing it for the first time with you.
Okay, let's get going. So obviously when you open the page you have the table of contents, which makes it so easy for you to find exactly what it is you need. And then we get the artist oil paints, and they are available in tubes and also in little sets. And you get the standard colors, but you also get the metallic oil paints, and I've used the silver before and it's absolutely lovely to paint with. On the next page we have all the artists oil mediums, and I'm not going to go into detail about the use of each and every one of them. But in the catalog, they explain to you, if you're not familiar with oil mediums, the catalog explains to you exactly what you use it for and how to use it. And you can also find this information on Darla's website. Then we get to the acrylics. Now I use Darla's acrylics in all the classes that I do. And they have a nice variety of acrylic colors. It also comes in neons and in metallics, and then also pearlescent. The acrylic paints also comes in tubes and in 2 different size pots. And you also get these nice painting kits. This one even has a little mixing palette included. And then on the next page they list all the colors that is available, and also the size of the bottle or the pot. So you can get it in a 75 ml all the way up to 5 liters. But some of the colors are only available in certain sizes. But this handy guide inside the catalog shows you exactly what you can get in what size. Okay, so now we get to the page where there is some new products. Now in the catalog, Darla have highlighted all the new products for us in green. Darla now stocks flow acrylic medium, and in one of our lessons we are going to do some acrylic pouring. So I can't wait to use that. So now I just want to lift this up and show you that this is what the flow medium acrylic medium bottle looks like. Now here they have the acrylic drawing ink. It's those little bottles. Now one thing that Darla has added to their product list is the water brushes. Now I have a few here, and I'm going to open one. Those of you who don't know about the water brushes, you simply have to get it. I can't work without these. So what you do is you can use it twofold. You can either fill it with water and use it with watercolors or your gouache painting. And what you do is you just fill it up and you paint with your brush while the paint or the ink flows out to the brush tip in the front. Now I love using these. They also have the stamp pad ink, and they have many art accessories. Now here they've added quite a few things to their product list. Then they also have an aluminium brush cleaner, which is this handy thing here. So you put your if you would use oil paint, you would put your turpentine in the bottom, and you would just hook your brushes into the spring there at the top. Okay, so another thing that I love to use in my mixed media paintings are the plastic scrapers. I'm just going to lift it up so that you can see. And then they also have the metal tube wringer, so that when your paint is almost empty, you need to squeeze that last bit of very valuable paint out of the tube. Then of course they have the easels, the art boxes, palettes, everything that you need for art. There's some more hardware on this page. Now they have palette knives, lino cutters, rollers, craft knives, but I'm going to focus on the new products that they've added. So one of the new products is the sculpture wire brush with a wooden handle, which is this little brush here that you use in sculpting. And they also have a smaller one that's got a metal handle. And then they always had lino cutters with wooden handles, but now they also have it available in plastic handles. And they've also added the new sculpture tool set, which is these nice little tools that you can use with the air dry clay. Then of course, if you're into sketching or working with soft pastels, you use paper stump sets to do blending. So there are the paper stump sets, and I have one here. So they've got all the different sizes that you need for sketching. Now they also they've always had nice canvases, but they've added quite a few canvases and different sizes to their range. So in the stretch canvas, they've just added some sizes, and in the canvas panel, they've added stars and hearts. Here they are, hearts and stars that you can paint on. And in the stretch canvas range, they've added ovals and rounds. In the box canvases, they've just added 4 different sizes. Then they also now stock black canvas, box canvas, and they have 4 sizes in the black canvas. And then of course, if you want to make your own canvases like I do, you also get the canvas rolls from Dollar. So here we just have the paper products, the sketch pads, watercolor pad, tracing pads, painting pads, and then I've recently used the A3 watercolor pad. Now I'll tell you one thing, I was very surprised when I used this paper. Compared to other very expensive products out there, this is really nice to paint on. And then this is also one of my favorites. They've always had the tear off palette that you can use to mix your paint on. So moving on to the brushes, they have their range of brushes they've also had. And then another thing that they added is the mushroom stump sponge. And then they've also added beautiful colors to their chalk paint. And one of my favorites is the duck egg. I just simply love that color. So they've added a vintage white, a gray sky, old khaki, duck egg, blue cotton, and rose gold. And they're also now making the dark wax. Here we have the charcoals and the pastels. They also come in handy sets. And on this side we have art sand and epoxy resin. The epoxy resin kit is one of their new products. They also now stock beeswax, and they come in the pellets that is so easy to melt, and I can't wait to use the beeswax in acoustic lesson one of these days. They also have paraffin wax, and the plaster of Paris bandage rolls. We'll also do something with the paraffin wax. I'm not sure what yet. Now this is also very nice. They've always had plaster of Paris, but now they are stocking it in the bandage. Now we're going to open this one so that I can show you what it looks like. And you can use this to do sculpting. You can use it in casting negatives. And all it is fabric with the plaster of Paris already into the fabric. So what you do is you cut it into smaller pieces if you want to sculpt something, and you simply dip it into water and you use it. Now I'm going to do a lesson next Friday. We are going to make African pots with these plaster of Paris bandage. Okay, on this page we have the liquid tempera, which is a non-toxic paint, and it is it's a nice paint for especially young toddlers to paint with. And they also come in the blocks. Okay, so they also have kits for with tiny little tubes in the craft paint, the metallic and the neon paint, and they have many little different sets that which is also a nice gift if you want to buy something for a young child for his or her birthday. Now in the craft acrylic they've added some colors, and they also added the 50 milliliter tub in the craft acrylic paint. And then they also the blackboard paint, they also added a smaller little pot, the 50 milliliter pot. They always had the 250 and 1 liter pots. Oh, and now they've always had glow in the dark paint, but they've added liners. So I think the kids is going to love playing with this. And then they also have a glow in the dark set right there. So despite the fact that it's nice for kids to have all these to work with and be creative with, these make excellent birthday gifts. So if your child is invited to a birthday party, consider buying craft materials. This is just the guide with all the craft paints, the different colors and also the different sizes. And then they've added craft paint sets in the standard colors, metallic colors and the neon colors. And then this is also just a guide with all their fabric paint and all the different sizes of the containers that you get them in. Then they also, in the fabric paint line, they also have the fabric pens, and they have the fabric art liner and fabric paints in sets that you can also gift to somebody for a birthday. Fabric sprays, we still need to do a lesson on the fabric paint. And I see here that they've added the 6-piece standard kit to their range of fabric paints. Okay, so they also have the fabric mediums, the binder mediums, the cold cure mediums. Everything is in the catalog, and if you need to know what it is used for, you can go onto the Dollar website and read more about it on their website. So now they've added dye stuff. So they've got the tie-dye kits, which is also a magnificent present. And then we have the art liners that they've always had, the glitter fabric liners, the glass liners, The metallics, the ceramic liners, fabric liners, they've always had that. And then also the glass glaze and the paint that you can paint ceramics with. These little pots here. And then the glass stains. So they have a variety of craft glues, construction glue, school glue, fabric glue. I love the fabric glue. I work with that quite a lot. And then they have a section on decoupage mediums. And what they've added in this section is the gold leaf and the gold leaf varnish. Now they are going to sell gold leaf, silver leaf and copper leaf sheets with the gold leaf varnish. This is also one of my favorite products, is the antique rub. I absolutely love it. I love using it, especially the umber creates very antique and distressed looks. This is the wax crayon and chalk section. I also seen how they made the I've seen how they made the wax crayons and the oil pastels. Oh, that was nice. I touched it when it just came out of the mold. It was so silky and smoothie. It was really a nice experience. Now what they've added is they've added the chalkboard stickers. They've added assorted shapes. It's an 8-piece packet. Then they've also added chalk markers, and I have them here, and I can't wait to use these. What we will do is I will use them in a lesson so that you can see how it works. Then there's lots of kiddies paints. I absolutely love the rollerball for babies. There's finger paints, liquid dyes, all the stuff that they used, that they always had. Then they have the face paint kits and the acrylics for toddlers, junior acrylic, which is called the Teddy range. Okay, and this is the section where they have all the doughs and the clays, and then the fun foam. They in the standard neon, they've added packs with 4 in a pack, and also neon 4 in a pack. They also added polymer clay. Now polymer clay is also very nice to work with, especially if you would like to make jewelry, beads and things like that. They also, the jumbo glitter shakers. These are absolutely fantastic. I used the gold a few episodes back to create the sun when we did the solar system kit. And I absolutely love using these jumbo glitter shakers. Then there's also the creative kits. Now in the creative kits they've added quite a few. So this one is the fun foam activity kit that they've added, and there is the one with the beach bus, the one with Wonder Woman and Superman, and my granddaughter is going to love this. It's the first time that I've seen this. They've added a do-it-yourself slime kit into their product list. Okay, these are absolutely fantastic gifts to give a child for a birthday or for Christmas. Kids need to do creative activities. Then they've got all their bits and pieces. They have added bright sheet and pastel sheets to their product list. Oh, and here's also a few new things that they've added. They've got the wooden jewelry boxes that you can paint or collage. They've got lots of wooden blanks, baskets. They've got trays and shapes, and then they have all the other bits and pieces that you can use in your craft activities. The metallic craft wire rolls, and yes, they've got bells and key rings and everything that you need. So when you walk into a craft shop, a lot of the things that they sell comes from Dala. So what I'm actually trying to say is you only need Dala products to create beautiful, beautiful crafts and art. They also added colorful eyes and also exotic eyes. I love these googly eyes. I'm trying to see where this must be the exotic eye. That one there must be the exotic eye. They have feathers, they have pom-poms, they have pipe cleaners. And now they also stock raffia in 4 colors plus the natural. They also have sisal. I use a lot of twine when I do textile sculpting, and I am definitely going to experiment with the sisal when I do that. Then they've added some sizes in the foamalite shapes, which is the polystyrene balls. Yes, and that's it. That's the end of the catalog. And I'm so excited about all the new products, but I'm also excited about all the other stuff that they have always had in their range. And yes, I just want to encourage people to use Dala products because first of all, you will support local South African products. It is also very cost effective, and the quality that you get for what you pay is really very good. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you next week.